Today we have a tutorial of Moon Colony Bloodbath by Grande Games. Hi, I'm Kevin Baker and you're watching Shangri-La, my YouTube channel for tabletop board games, birding, and other educational videos. Please like and subscribe. This game was donated by Grande Games to the FlamingoCon game library and also to be given away as a play to win. So today we're going to learn how to play. It's a great game. I think of it as the Oregon Trail on the moon. So it's that kind of game where you go as far as you can and then you get killed off. So that's the challenge. See how far you can get. Okay, now let's take a look at the setup for Moon Colony Bloodbath. Each person will get their own playing board. You play a scientist. So this is going to represent a two-person game, but you can also play from 1 to 5 people. So we're going to have Dr. Brain versus Dr. Dibson in this version. So what's going to happen is the board tells you exactly what to start with. So you get 30 people on each board, you get 4 money, and you also take 4 food and 4 food. Okay. Each person gets 4 action chits. These are your action chits. So you're going to use those when you get a work card. You're going to play it on one of the 5 different work areas. And when you're done, you're going to slide it into the spots that you know one of the 4 work cards has already been used. But in setting up the game, you're going to find the event cards, sort them from 1 all the way up to 13 in order, and you put them face up in a pile. You're going to find the development cards. You don't have to shuffle those because you're going to be looking through those to find specific developments to add into the game. These are twist cards. So there are more complicated ones with the black lettering and less complicated ones with the white lettering. So you're going to give those a nice shuffle. And then you're going to pick 2 at random. And then put those aside here under the twist symbol. So you're going to have a progress deck that you're going to build. It's going to start with 4 work cards, 2 trouble cards, and only if you're playing a solitaire game of 1 player do you use the loneliness card. So we're going to set that one aside. So we're going to add in 2 twists. So you're going to you may spend 2 food to mine, to do the mining action. Or the other twist, if you have more building cards in your hand than buildings, then you get plus 3 people. That's interesting. So that is, these are ideas for buildings that you're in your hand that you might want to do. Once you actually build them, you're going to develop your tableau to the side. So you take the 7 starting cards and you shuffle them into a progress deck. Everybody is going to follow through the progress deck together and do them one at a time. So we'll set the progress deck up here for right now. Okay, there are also robots. So robots always cause you to lose people. So robots in this game are bad. So there are some cards that let you get a lot of people, but then you have to add a robot. If you do that, you may survive for a little while, but then the robot will eventually kill you and all of your friends. So shuffle the robot deck, then set that aside under the robot token. Okay. And there's lots of more ideas for different buildings. And so give those a shuffle and set the building deck aside. Okay, so you get 30 people, 4 money, 4 food to start the game. Now, these are your ideas for buildings. They are color coded to match the different types of work that they do. So if you're doing work to build a building, this purple color matches this purple color. So after you build this building, you can then pay 2 less money for each additional building that you build. There's a restock where you get 2 boxes. So these are boxes, these are people, these are money, and this is food. So then after you do a restock, you get 2 boxes plus any ability like here. If you have this one built in your tableau, out of your hand into your tableau, then you may spend a box from here. If you do, you can get 4 more money. You would then draw an idea for a building from the deck and also discard 1 idea from your hand. These here represent buildings in your hand. So you may want to keep them secret, but you don't really have to. Now, mining. If you mine, you get 4 more money. So if you mine, you get 4 more money. 5 minus 1. Okay, so that's a mining action. Plus, say if you've built this one, then you would get a box here. And then there's also some abilities on the bottom of the card. So after you build it, if you lose this building, as soon as you lose it, you get 3 money per box that is on this card. It's like this one. If you lose the ability or lose the card, you would get 2 boxes. Boxes can only go on buildings. If you lose the building, you lose all the boxes on the building. So keep that in mind. You cannot move a box from one building to another unless there's a specific card that tells you that's what you need to do. If you're going to be farming, then what you do is you get 4 food and you add it into your nursery for farming. And then you do any card that you've built that has an ability for farming. So this one gives you 1 more food. So you get 1 more food. When you built this card initially, it says play farm. So you would do the action for a farm. So you would get 4 food and 1 more food. So you would get 5 food when you build the kale building. It's the first time I've ever liked kale. So on one of the building cards, this is the cost. So it costs 2 money. It costs the building comes with 5 people in it. If you ever lose that building, and you will lose buildings, it goes into a discard pile for buildings, and then you get 5 people. You're probably going to be then losing those people because that's what caused you to lose the building. Yeah, first, when you're losing people, you pay from your area here where you have your people. Once this is empty or you don't have enough people to because there was an accident or the robots attacked, then you have to start losing buildings in order to pay the cost in people. There's also a research ability. If you run out of cards, say you don't have any cards here because you built them all, aren't you doing well? Then you can do the research action, which gets you 2 more ideas plus any research ability that you had. Say if that was there and this was here, see if you had a research ability of plus 1 card, then you would get a 3rd card. And so that's how you build your hand. And this one has the ability, on lost, put this card back into your hand. So if the robots attacked you and you had no more people here, you could get 7 more people, and then this would go back into your hand instead of the discard pile for buildings. There are also perk cards. This one, when you play it, play is the one-time action that happens immediately after you build a building. So this one says add a perk. So each scientist has 5 perk cards. One is to add 1 box. One is to add 2 people. Another is to get 2 food. Another is to get a new building idea. Another is to get 2 money. And when you add the perk, you add it to this is the progress deck. So you add it into the deck and it will go on top of the deck, and that will be the next card that gets played. There's also some white text here. So white text, like here and here, isn't specifically tied to one of the different work categories, but gives you a special ability to deal with events. Events are in white. So this one, if you have boxes on here, because you did restock in order to put boxes on there, it says you can avoid accidents. So there are several different accidents on events 6, 7, and 8 that cause you to lose 9 people. So instead of losing 9 people, you could just lose 3 boxes and save your people. That's how you win the game, by avoiding the events. This one is ignore paperwork. That's event 2. So with paperwork, you would draw 1 idea card and discard 2. So that could cause you to, if you only had 1 or 0, then you'd end up with no idea cards. And that would be unfortunate. Okay, so this is what the start of the game would look like. Each person has 30 people, 4 building ideas in their hands, 4 money, and 4 food. And so this is the progress deck. So you flip over the first one, and there's a twist. You may spend 2 food in order to mine. So you can take 2 of your food and toss those in, and then you do a mining action. So you'd get 4 food, or excuse me, 4 money. And so we do that here as well. We get more money. So then that is the first twist. Then we have a work action. So Dr. Dibson, now with 8 money, is going to do the organ banks, definitely. So it's going to build the organ bank. That costs 7 money. This money goes away. And then Dr. Dibson gets to add a perk. And it's going to decide, let's add people. So this goes on the top of the progress deck. And then Dr. Brain needs to spend 2 money to farm. And that has a play farm. So that means that you get 4 food from here and 1 from here. So that's 5 food. When farming happens, well actually when hunger happens on the first event, you're going to pay 1 food for each of the buildings you have. If you don't have enough, you lose 1 person for each food you couldn't pay. If you were able to feed all your buildings, you get 2 more people. So that is a very important way. If you plan out correctly, you can actually, hunger is when you're feeding your people. and that causes more people to be born, so that's a good thing. Then take one of your action chits and put that on there, because you can then track there are 4 work actions each time you go through the deck. Then you flip over another one. Hey, it's the 2 people. So you get 2 people and you add it to Dr. Dibson. The cards in the progress deck that are specifically say a specific person are only for that scientist and does not apply to any of the other scientists. All the other cards apply to all of the players. Okay, then we've got another work. So right now, Dr. Dibson doesn't have enough money to build again, but wants to do a restock action so we can add some boxes onto here. So it's going to do a restock to get 2 boxes and put an action chit onto there. Whereas the Dr. Brain has 6 money left. It's going to spend that on the hacker lair and says add a perk. So go here. Let's get money. This one goes on top of the deck. So that is good. So when the paperwork event comes up, Dr. Brain will be able to ignore the paperwork. And then take your action chit and put that on there to show that you've counted. There's 2 work has already happened. Then we'll flip the next one. Hey, what a coincidence. 2 money for Dr. Brain. Okay, that's good. The next progress deck flips over. Hey, it's another work. So what is Dr. Dibson gonna do? Dr. Dibson doesn't have enough money, so it's going to do a mining action. So we'll put this here in mining, and that gets 4 money. So 5 minus 1. Okay, and then move that over to here. And Dr. Brain says, okay, I got 2 money left. Sure, let's do another build action. I'm gonna build the dust mine. So that costs 2 money. That's everything. And that's good. So anytime there's mining, it's gonna get a box there. Okay, everybody's done their 3rd work. So, trouble, add the next event. So the next event is gonna be hunger, that goes on top, and hey, it immediately happens. So now, gotta pay 1 food for the organ banks. So 1 food goes away. Got 3 buildings here. So that is 3 food. Okay, now both scientists successfully fed all of their buildings. So therefore, they get 2 people are born, and 2 people are born. So both colonies are adding to their people. That's a good thing. Okay, then the next thing happens. We have a twist. If you have more ideas in your hand than buildings, you get 3 people. Okay, so the Dr. Dibson has more building ideas than buildings, so it gets 3 people. 5 minus 2. So Dr. Brain didn't plan that correctly. Okay, add the next event. The next event is going to be paperwork, so that goes onto the top. Then flips over, hey, paperwork. So Dr. Brain does get to ignore paperwork, so it doesn't lose his building idea. But Dr. Dibson gets 1 card, and then has to lose 2 cards. And so this one's not that great. And let's lose this one as well. If there was one that said add a robot, I would definitely be losing that building. Okay, so that is paperwork. Then the last one is the last work item. So let's spend 5 here to add the potato farm. Okay, and then can't afford to build that, so let's do some mining. So that's going to be mining. So for money, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one says add a box there. So we'll drop a box into the mine. Later on, when we lose that, that's going to be worth a lot of money. That could help later on in the game. So that slips into here. Okay, now there's nothing to draw here, so we do then shuffle the progress deck. No, I do not know how to stack cards. I wouldn't ever want to know that, because then nobody would ever play games with me. So that would not be a good thing. Okay, and then you go again. Oh, paperwork. Okay, ignoring paperwork here, and then add 1, lose both of them. Okay, that's not good. Work. Okay, first take off all your action chits, and then we start over with a whole nother round. And then you keep going through that until you build up as many buildings as you can, making sure you have food to feed them, restocking to get more buildings, until you eventually have to events that add robots, and then they start killing you. Then you start losing people, and you start losing buildings. And then the last one to still have people left is, in a 2-person game, would be the winner. So as soon as one of the 2 players has no people left and no buildings left, then they would be a colony that collapsed, and therefore triggering the end of the game. And then the remaining players that have people left will count up their people, and the one with the most people is the winner of the game. Yay! And that's how you play Moon Colony Bloodbath, or the Oregon Trail in space. Okay, thank you for watching another tutorial from Shangri-La, Kevin Baker's YouTube channel for tabletop board games. And thank you again to Rio Grande Games for donating this game to the library and for Play to Win games. So if you come out to Flamingo Con on October 4th, 2025 in Delray Beach, Florida, at the South County Civic Center from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. for 12 hours of board gaming. Okay, see you all in person there. Be well.